Well, the auction at the controversial Phala Phala farm continues this morning. President Cyril Ramaphosa's farm has been in the news regarding the cash stolen from the property in 2020. Ramaphosa has said the money stolen was the proceeds from sales of animals. One of the biggest earner at the previous auctions was a female Ankole cow that sold for 2.1 million rand. It was purchased by the president's brother-in-law, Patrice Motsepe. Ramaphosa is an avid game breeder and seller with larger transactions over the years, making headlines. But that has since come under scrutiny after money was stolen from the farm, allegedly hidden in furniture. Newzroom Afrika's Pelane is outside the farm in Bela-Bela, Limpopo. He joins us now. Pelane, is the auction still going ahead today, and what do we know?
Well, because I can tell you that the auction is going ahead. That is, of course, given the fact that there was a gala dinner last night, all in preparation to this much anticipated auction for those who are in the Ankole breeding society. So the Ankole Society of South Africa is the one leading that particular auction here. And we do also understand that about 200 lots will be available here for those who are at this particular auction. So it will be up for grabs, one could add. So be about 200 lots here, so about 200 Ankole will be available for those who will be looking for them. So President Cyril Ramaphosa, we do understand, is one of the guest auctioneers, because about 15 farmers would be auctioneering some of their Ankole, at least to the farming market. And earlier on yesterday, when we were speaking to Libuane Matsila, who is a farmer and a traditional leader in the Vembe area, he indicated to us why it is important for them and why they call this the mother of all auctions, given the fact that about 200 Ankole will likely be up for grabs here. He also indicated why it is so much, one could say, lucrative as far as this particular auction is concerned, because they are looking at the kind of breed that they have and the kind of animals that they are currently going to be breeding together with the breed of the Ankole, so they can be able to resist some diseases and, in fact, be able to grow their feed. Let's take a listen at what Libuane Matsila had to say a little yesterday.
You know, I'm in high spirits, and talking to all other farmers, we are all in high spirits, looking forward to a great national auction of the Ankoles. We call it the mother of all auctions. This one is very big, so we are focused and not distracted by whatever is happening in the political space and the legal space. The Ankole, it's well known for its genetic pedigree, because it is very good in terms of being used as a breeding stock for farmers, especially in the rural areas, because of its resistance to diseases and also resistance to drought. So it can tolerate dry conditions, especially now in winter. That means that it is cheaper to farm with the Ankole, because you don't use too much medicines and you also don't buy too much supplementary feed during winter and dry times.
Now, that is just about the importance about why so much farmers will be gathered here today to try and, get their hands on some Ankole, including that the president owns. But here outside the farm, I think there is very much important for us to talk about is that there is a lot of security. We are not allowed, we are not accredited to go inside the farm. We are only told that agricultural media houses have been accredited at this current point. I don't know which media houses those are, but that is the understanding that we do have here. There's quite a number of security police officials who are here outside the gate, and there's some media houses that have already been turned away. From my understanding, that when we were driving inside here, there were a number of media houses that were already turned away and told that they should not be able to report here just outside the gates of Phala Phala. But our understanding that this is a national road that we are currently standing at, and therefore I'm sure we should be allowed to report about this public interest of a matter, about how Ankoles, of course, are bred and the importance of them in the farming market, and of course just to get an insight about this lucrative business that has been making waves here in the country for the last few years, in particular relations because the president is one of the biggest farmers, not only in South Africa but in Africa, as far as the Ankole breed is concerned. So the concern as well, after the burglary that happened here 2 years ago, that the president only reported to his own head of security. Of course, it has been a much scrutinized matter, and they said that he should have at least opened a case at the time. There were also talks about how the president, defeated the ends of justice as far as the allegations are concerned from Arthur Fraser there, and concealing a crime scene here at this very farm. So despite all of those allegations, and of course in the last 2 weeks coming from Arthur Fraser and so on, the auction is continuing. They say they've started a little bit earlier on in the year. We're speaking to Jacques Malan, who is of course the president of that particular association, the Ankole Association of South Africa, who also told us categorically that we will not be allowed inside. But he did indicate that of course, as far as they are concerned, that this will be continuing because they have pre-planned this for months, and they are going to be using this very venue because that is where they have already selected. So we'll be continuing to give you this particular coverage, just perhaps through negotiations we'll be able to go inside and be able to give you an insight as to how this lucrative business currently, where a cattle can be sold for about 2.1 million rand to go and breed other herds where you are farming, how it is operated, how is the reception, and of course who in this particular sense may have bought a cattle or two.
Pelane, yes, of course, a story we will continue to watch throughout the day. Very interesting that there is so much security outside that auction house, and that access has been denied to media houses to, in fact, get inside and report on what's happening there.